Welcome to Monticello High School for the Section 8 Class 4A Boys Basketball Championship. The number 3 seed, the Rogers Royals, taking on the number 1 seed and defending champion Maple Grove Crimson. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, it's been a great year for Maple Grove. I think a lot of people already kind of have them penciled into the state tournament, but they can't afford to think that way against a good, steady Rogers team.
No, absolutely. You can never look ahead come playoff. You take it game by game, almost possession by possession, and we've seen over the years teams that we thought for sure were going to get to the state tournament, they get eliminated. And talking to Coach Nick Schroeder before the game, I think he's got his guys really zoned in, realizing what's at stake. A good group of seniors. That's the thing. If you're senior driven, you know this is your last hurrah. We can't take it for granted. Let's come out. Let's compete like we know how to take care of business and get to the state tournament.
These teams faced off at the very beginning of the year, and Maple Grove won it handily, but Rogers is a team that's gotten a lot better since. They've really had a great year, kind of quietly, 24-4. They were unbeaten in the Mississippi 8, and they did play one of their better games of the year in the semis to knock out St. Cloud Tech.
Yeah, and St. Cloud Tech could beat them earlier in the year as well, so they're looking to avenge a couple of their losses. Obviously Maple Grove from that first part of the season, but they're a team, when you watch them play, Jay, they don't beat themselves. They take care of the basketball. They're very good shooters, and they play really well together, and they defend really well. So make no mistake about it, Maple Grove, I think if you look on paper, is probably the favorite tonight, but they better bring their A game because Rogers is playing extremely well.
Talk about key players to look at in tonight's contest. Both of them happen to be the point guards for their team. Starting with the Royals, everybody we've talked to says it's not a star-driven team, but Matt Carrick maybe as close as anybody to that, with a leading point total of about 16 and a half.
Yeah, averaging 16, just under 5 assists, a couple of steals. My question mark for tonight is Rogers averages about 55 points per game. Maple Grove is in the mid-70s. Can Rogers score enough to win this game tonight, and can they take care of the basketball? And it all comes down to Matt Carrick. If he's shooting the ball as well as he has been taking care of it, he's got other guys that average in double figures, so distribute in without the moment getting too big. He's a senior, he can lead this team, but he's got to come tonight, and obviously I don't know if he's going to match up, particularly with Brad Davison, but they're going to need production from him and no turnovers.
Yeah, Brad Davison, obviously one of the best players in the state. He has been for a couple of years now, a Mr. Basketball finalist, and a guy who has seemed to really show up well in the big games for them too.
Well, he's a gamer, and I've said that on numerous broadcasts, whether it's football or basketball. He's a guy you want on your team with the ball in his hands. I think tonight he's got to come out and just establish his will, his dominance from the get-go. Sometimes you see superstars kind of try to get their teammates involved. I think he's got to come out and say, this is my team, my game, my section championship, my state tournament. I got to own it all, and he can do it all. If he's hitting his three-pointer, he's virtually unguardable. But I just think he's a fun player to watch, and he's been just such a competitor. I'm sad to see his career get over with, just because it's been a lot of fun to broadcast and watch.
Really a couple of senior-driven teams in this one too, which is a good thing for the most part, but I think that sometimes the nerves start to creep in if you're trailing in a section championship, knowing it could be your last high school game.
Hey, section championships are all about who just relaxes and plays basketball. At the end of the day, that's what this is. Win or lose, it's just a basketball game. But then you start thinking about all the times as a youth player and all the practices, the memories with your teammates, and you do get a little bit tight. I don't want this to end. I don't want to make a mistake. That's not how you win championships. You win championships by saying, I'm not afraid to make a mistake. I'm going to go out and win this game, not play to lose it, if that makes sense. So whoever gets into that rhythm and just settles down, plays basketball, I think will have a leg up here to start the game.
All right, Rogers looking for its second ever state tournament appearance. Maple Grove looking to get there for the 5th time in school history. It's the Royals and the Crimson here at Monticello. The winner goes to the 4A tournament.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
And welcome back here to Monticello. Fantastic gym here As we got seating on all four sides, the crowd still kind of filtering in. I know the traffic on 94 was a little bit rough go here as Rogers and Maple Grove both kind of making their way out a few exits to the west here to Monticello.
Well, boo-hoo. Tough for you guys that are used to, not used to that traffic. Us people that live in St. Michael, Albertville, we're tougher than that, Jay. We're used to that. You leave a few minutes earlier and you find a way to get there.
Joe Belka and the Royals will start this lineup tonight. Matt Carrick, Jordan Belka, Tanner Paul, Mitch Spillis, and Colin Franz. Belka, the lone junior, the rest are seniors for the Royals. Again, they are 24-4, and Maple Grove 26-2. And an all-senior starting lineup for Nick Schroeder, Brad Davison, Bubba Horton, Jack Hutchison, Taiwan Pickford, and Ryan Bredensteiner. Pretty much the lineup they've been able to use throughout, which is obviously a good thing when you've been able to stay healthy.
Yeah, it is, and they're used to playing with each other. They know each other. They're familiar with each other, and and that's an advantage when you kind of know and trust where everyone's going to be. It just everything flows a little bit easier. But what a fun atmosphere. We're lucky to be able to broadcast this. Is this feeling for these kids with a berth on the line to the state tournament, and for those seniors, this could potentially be the last time they play competitive basketball. So there's a lot of emotion, a lot of excitement, nervous energy in the building tonight. It's a lot of fun to be a part of.
68-41 Crimson was the final back in early December. It was actually the first game of the year for Maple Grove, the third game for Rogers, but that you kind of wiped that slate clean. I mean, it's fun to talk about, but look at the bracket as how the teams got here. Maple Grove thumping Moorhead. Elk River gave them some trouble. Maple Grove didn't finish them off as well as they would have liked at the free throw line. Ended up winning by 12. And then we said Rogers beating Brainerd, and then an impressive victory for them over a pretty decent St. Cloud Tech team. They just came out and kind of seized control of that one and got a good victory to advance to this final. The fourth time in a section final for Rogers. They earlier in their days were in the school population level that they were a 3A school. They made the tournament in 09 as a 3A team. There's Joe Belka, original and only head coach that the Royals have had in basketball since their high school opened. And so he's been around their program for a long time, done a nice job, and well-respected coach, and excited to be in a section final.
Well, and there's Nick Schroeder in his 7th year, no stranger to section finals as well. Both of these coaches are very competitive. They're very good coaches. And how fun for Coach Belka, he gets to coach his son. How fun is that to have a father-son thing going on. But to get back to Rogers, Jay, they beat St. Cloud Tech, and they beat them pretty handily. They won by 16 points. They lost to them earlier in the year. So we talk about, and I think even Nick Schroeder alluded to it when we were talking to him before. This is not the same team that Maple Grove saw that first game of the year. Rogers went through their conference schedule really without a blemish and just dominated some pretty good basketball teams, and they've gotten better. They played Wayzata to a very close game, lost by 4. So they're very capable, and I think they're a very confident group too. I think they can win this tonight.
Yeah, they view it as a big opportunity too, because let's face it, like we said, the average basketball fan and the numbers would tell you that Maple Grove is the team to beat in this one, but sometimes you come in as an underdog with a little chip on your shoulder, and that can be a very good thing for your team.
Well, and Rogers has a very good football program, so they've had success. It's not, you think of Rogers as new still, and they're not new. They've had success, and they just got a bunch of kids, and you'll see it tonight. Our viewers will. No one's going to stand out like a Brad Davison or even a Taiwan Pickford, but what you're going to get is 5 kids that all have between 8 and 16 points. Playing well together, not making mistakes. They're not going to make defensive mistakes. Maple Grove's going to have to earn it tonight. And at the end of the game, it might just come down to Maple Grove might be a little bit more talented than Rogers. We'll find out. I always like to in these big games, you always look for a team that maybe has a play devised right off the bat to get a layup or to get an easy shot. I think once that first basket falls, especially for a scorer, you take that deep breath, you say, all right, now it's just basketball. We're not nervous. We're not, the whole hopes and weights of our community and our school is on our back to get to the state tournament. Let's just relax and play. Whoever can get into that mode first, I always think has a big advantage.
And speaking of relax, talking with both coaches, before the game, both were very relaxed. I mean, obviously, like you said, they're competitive. They want to win this game badly, but they feel like they have their teams prepared, and now you just come out and enjoy the night. And I got the sense from both of them that they were just relaxed and ready.
The great thing about high school sports is they're 15 to 18-year-old kids, and the bad thing is they're 15 to 18-year-old kids. They can take it on their shoulders, trying to do too much, trying to do a little more than they normally do. But again, whoever relaxes and just does what their jobs are is going to have a great job tonight.
Royals end up controlling it. Carrick guarded by Pickford. And there's a steal by Pickford, a giveaway on the opening possession for the Royals. And then a collision there. Pickford shot up and no good, and Belka rebounds for Rogers.
Well, nice defense, nice recovery that time by Carrick. I almost thought Pickford thought he got fouled and just kind of threw it up there. Once he didn't get the whistle, he could have reset and got a better shot than that.
Carrick coming out, or passed out of the wing, and they'll bring it back up top to Belka. Inside with it, off the back of the iron, no good there for Colin Franz. And it will be Maple Grove basketball. So a couple of opportunities in the paint for the Royals, but they can't finish.
And again, you see Rogers playing a little fast right there. They're slowing down. That was a good look down low, good post feed, and that's a bucket they got to get to foul. Nice offense, good execution. Just slow down on the shot.
Tanner Palm gets the assignment on Davison to start. Belka quickly doubles, and he traveled. Davison drugged the pivot foot.
Yeah, nice job. You see Rogers, we always talk about how do you defend Brad Davison. That time it was a high ball screen. They ran two guys. They looked a trap right there. I like that strategy, and that's a play. Brad usually can extend that double team, and he ends up usually getting a teammate a shot. That time took an extra step.
Back out to Carrick. Dumped it inside, and then they kick it to the baseline. Spillis will shoot it up, no good. Spillis has been coming on strong of late, just a real improved player. He's had an 18 and a 20-point game in the last couple.
Yeah, and he did a nice job. That shot looked good right in front of where we're sitting, Jay. And he followed his own miss. That's what you tell young kids, follow your shot.
Carrick putting it up in traffic, no good. Pickford clears it, and now Bubba Horton. Bredensteiner will bring it back out to Pickford. Spillis gets the assignment on Pickford. Hutchison to Bredensteiner, and around they come to Pickford. Got Davison posting up inside, which he's done more of, I think, down the stretch of this season. Back around, Horton will shoot it up for three, and it's good.
Well, I love that offense. It was baseline screens trying to get Davison in the low post. They finally get it to him, and rightfully so, the defense just collapses on him. He goes skip court, and a big shot by Bubba Horton.
Belka stepping into a three, wouldn't go, kept alive briefly, but Horton grabs it now for the Crimson. Davison giving it up to Hutchison. He'll stop and fire, but no good, and Carrick grabs the miss.
Well, and I wonder too, with this gym, a little bit different with the, behind the hoops, or a little bit of more space. Would that affect shooters? They got here a good hour and a half early getting shots up, but sometimes that depth perception plays a role with shooters. And there's a look right off of Brad Davison. Nice post touch. He's patient enough, he's unselfish enough, he's smart enough, he finds his teammate. Bubba Horton knocks down a big three. That
last foul went against Horton. Here's Belka down the middle, off balance, no, and we're gonna get a foul on Maple Grove trying to block out, and it's gonna be another one on Charlie Horton.
Yeah, and that's his second. And that's big because Horton is, obviously a good player, but he's a senior. He can guard everyone. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. Good shooter, just smart player. And he's going to have to take a seat here with two quick fouls.
Zion Allen will come in to replace him. Carrick inbounding here for Rogers. They've yet to get on the board.
I think Maple Grove's lucky, Jay, because it looked like he was trying to shoot as he rebounded that. And actually could have been maybe a two-shot foul instead of they calling it on the floor.
Palm drives, goes to the baseline with it. Spillis spinning against Allen. Pull up, no good, and Pickford grabs a rebound. Pickford attacks and lays it off, and the layup is good by Allen.
What a pass. He took contact. Looked like a fullback there. out in the open field, took the contact, could have taken a tough shot, instead hung in the air and dropped it off to Allen, who had just checked into the game. Nice move.
They rip it down low, and Colin Franz finishes with the left hand. Rogers on the board for the first time, and here they come with pressure.
Yeah, and Franz, if that name sounds familiar, it's because his dad's the football coach, and they got a good football family.
Jack Hutchison buries a three for Maple Grove, 8-2 Crimson.
That's a huge shot for Jack. He's such a good shooter. There's an excellent hustle play by Allen. But I think Maple Grove, when they get Hutchison making threes, Jay, the defense has to be honest, has to start staying home, and I think in the long run, it just opens up Brad Davison and their whole offense. That's a big shot for a very good shooter.
Holm picks up his dribble out high, now able to get it off to Spillis. Maple Grove pressuring the ball. Inside they go. It's going to be an offensive foul. Colin Franz, as the D got set, and Franz called for the charge.
Yeah, great rotation. I'll tell you, we talk about Maple Grove offense. There's the double team on the ball screen, and Hutchison, you can see, was there in plenty of time, anticipating that pass and where the offensive player was going to be. And that's a big bucket. Instead of a three-point play, that's a foul on Franz.
Davison on the move. Step back jumper is good.
You see how he went, Jay, from full speed, and he slowed down, got into rhythm, got into a good shot sequence there. A lot of times players go too fast. There's a turnover. I think the Maple Grove pressure is starting to get to Rogers a little bit.
Yeah, even in the half court, at times they've felt rushed throwing passes.
And credit the Crimson's defensive pressure. They are moving their feet, and they're on par right now. Great rotations. But getting back to Davison's shot, going full speed like that, he slowed down and got to a great spot and took an excellent jump shot. That's big for a scorer, hitting that first jump shot.
Davison puts it on the deck now to Pickford, and then back to Davison. Zion Allen, shot fake, drives, Bredensteiner to Hutchison. And another one good.
Yeah, you give up a good shot for a great shot. Bredensteiner, off the penetration from Allen, could have taken that 15-footer. Instead, recognizing his shooter just knocked a big three down. Let's get him going again. And Hutchison steps into his second three-pointer. And what a start for the Crimson here, 13-2.
And you're talking about the background, maybe something to adjust to. It looks like Jack has found he has found it to his liking.
Well, I'll tell you, we've done games of Maple Groves when you don't hear from Jack Hutchison all game long. And then we've seen games where he comes out like this, and they are a completely different team in a better way when Hutchison is aggressive and knocking shots down. And what you're going to start seeing, mark my words, is that it's going to open up driving lanes for Pickford and Davison, because right now I can tell you that Coach Belka is saying we can't leave their shooters, and all of a sudden everything seems to start clicking. And so far their offense has been good, but I think you credit Maple Grove's defense, Jay. They've been in the grill of Rogers and really making them uncomfortable.
13-2 lead early for Maple Grove here. Rogers trying to get on track offensively, just the one bucket so far. That pass tipped and nearly stolen by Pickford. He's got long arms out there on the top. Here's the drive, no good. And rebound knocked loose, but Davison will track it down. Allen will stop and shoot it, no good. And Palm grabs that rebound.
How would you like to be a point guard and you have Pickford, 6'4", 6'5", with long arms, athletic, picking you up? And you can see that's his second ball he's gotten his hands on right from the get-go. You got to be careful of that ball. Ball fakes.
Carrick will inbound here for Rogers. And the layup's good, and a foul as Spillis lost his balance as he was bumped into, but still stayed good concentration to finish that one.
Great inbounds play, great patience. I couldn't tell who passed that in. I think that was Franz, but he had to hold that ball for 3 or 4 seconds. Sometimes you get nervous, you don't let a play develop. Spillis comes through, excellent out-of-bounds play and a great finish, and a big bucket, a much-needed three-point play.
So 13-5 Crimson after Spillis finishes there. Around to Davison. Bredensteiner looking to Pickford, flashing free, and he hits.
You know, that's a part of his game, I think, that has really improved this year. You know, he could always shoot a little bit, but he's so comfortable that mid-range, even out to the three-point line. Just a smooth, fluid shot. And that was a nice offense, good motion.
Belka, quick trigger there, and he hits the three, 6-6, and got a look over the defender and puts it away.
Yeah, and Allen was in a good spot there. That was just a great contested three.
Hutchison misses this time on the three from the other side of the floor. Long pass ahead, Spillis for the layup.
Great look ahead, great effort by Spillis there to outrun the defender, and that was like a football Hail Mary right over the top, and that's hard to do, Jay, catching it full speed and knowing where you are and still being able to finish it. Excellent play.
Royals back in it at 15-10. Allen, a shot fake, driving the baseline, and the bucket's good.
That's a big-time bucket. I think you're seeing Tanner Palm on the ground. I don't know if he took a knee. You hear the Rogers fans are complaining for a charge. Maple Grove fans are saying it should have been an and one. Yeah, you can see he took a knee right in the not fun region. And that, I can tell you from experience, that that's painful. How about Allen taking it hard to the rim there?
I think you're right about the knee, but it looks like they're also maybe working on his ankle. So officials timeout here with 11:28 to go. 17-10 Maple Grove lead. They were all over him early. Rogers has chipped back into it.
Well, again, you get a shot to fall, and all of a sudden you realize, okay, it's just basketball. Yeah, it looks like he is limping a little bit on that ankle. But what a big play. If that would have been a charge, you negate the 2 points, and all the momentum right now is back on Rogers' side. So that's a big bucket by Allen.
Subbing in for the Crimson now, Noah Champion, number 15. Coming off the bench for the Royals here, number 20, Nick Camerote. Fake the handoff. Spillis goes to the hoop, no good. But rebounded by the Royals, and then Davison with the steal. Davison takes it all the way, layup's good.
Yeah, good anticipation right there. And again, you see how he uses his body there to shield the defender. He's as hard of a player to block in that transition that there is.
They get a foul on Noah Champion stepping out and trying to cut off the dribbler, instead bumped into him.
You can't telegraph it. That Brad Davison plays free safety on defense. Watch him use that body there to shield the defender too. Those are the kind of possessions you can't have in a game like this, Jay, where you don't even get a shot attempt. It's a turnover, and not only that, but it leads to an easy basket for Maple Grove.
And another turnover there as it winds up with Champion, and here comes Davison. Hutchison lets it rip, and short. Camerote grabs the rebound here for Rogers, now Carrick. Spillis is open, but it won't fall. They get it back though. Belka stops and fires up a three. Not there. Davison yanks it down.
Well, even though they didn't score, that's Rogers basketball. Drive and kick, get two good shots, offensive rebound, and they'll take a Belka three-pointer anytime. He's a great shooter, and that 6'6" can even shoot over a defender when they're up in his face.
Davison has some space, now kicks it over. Hutchison will keep on firing. He made the first couple, now has missed three.
Well, he's missed three over on the left side. He's got to get back over to the right side where he was on fire from. But again, I love the drive and kick. Davison could have taken a tough jumper there, Jay. Instead, hung in the air, knew right where his teammate was going to be, trying to get his shooter going again.
Carrick has been well defended so far. Hutchison up on him now. They haven't been able to get him off and going yet. This time he drives and finishes.
You set it up perfectly. Hasn't been able to, he heard you, Jay, looked at you and he said, take that. And a nice quick move. Able to get Jack Hutchison off the dribble, and he got there before any help could be there. Nice job.
7-point lead for Maple Grove. Hutchison to Pickford and now Davison. Looking cross court, Champion unable to finish. And Pickford will get it back though, and he launches a three. Belka chases it down.
You know, that's where Bubba Horton sitting out, I think, comes into effect. If that's him catching that, you know, chances are he's able to finish that or get a foul out of it.
Brevin Watson, number 15, in there for the Royals, and we're going to get a foul against Maple Grove as Belka went spilling. I think Bredensteiner will pick it up. Whistle was a little late, although it did seem like there was a fair amount of contact.
Yeah, ball's a little high. You got 2 players going for it. Nice little baseline screen trying to get Belka open down on the post where he's got a height advantage. And
I could read Nick's lips. He said the fouls are 5-1 here. Let's. And what are we looking at? I thought it was the right call, but like I said, the whistle coming a little bit late, I think gave Maple Grove the thought that they had made the steal.
And that's what coaches hate. If you're going to call it right away. Don't wait to see if it's a turnover, you know what I mean? Or wait to see if it's a missed shot.
Belka up inside and scores. Gare Uefata in on there. He's a great leaper, but he's given up some size.
And a great job. Big time move by Belka. Used his height, actually used his body to create space against a very good athlete, able to get that little jump hook off, which is almost unguardable.
Pickford to the hole, trying to finish, but couldn't as he went for the dunk.
Wow.
And Spillis giving it back. Layup is good by Watson.
That would have been an amazing dunk, but give credit to Rogers. They didn't slow down a second attack. Someone from Maple Grove's got to step up there and stop the ball.
Davison shot no good, but he was fouled.
That's a makeup call, Jay. Coach Belka's looking at him saying, how is that a foul? Here's that drive right down the middle. Easy job. Right down the lane is Watson for Rogers, and no one stepped in to contest that. That might have been the most amazing missed shot we've seen all year.
Davison's free throw is good.
I mean, Pickford took off. It looked like outside the lane with 2 hands. I don't think it got blocked. I think it just missed.
Well, you know, it looks strange to me, almost like maybe somebody's hand hit, you know, that the ball had hit within the net. But obviously that's not what they called there. So
yeah, there was some definite contact there. You know, and I'm okay. I like that you let him play a little bit too. But I tell you again, Rogers, you know, not slowing down, just getting the ball out on transition, and Cameron did a nice job of leading the break, and it led to a Watson easy layup.
Spillis back across, Carrick. Oops, throwing it away. Davison was in the passing lane, and Cameron he's kind of saying, I really wasn't open anyway there. Why'd you throw it?
No, and that's a good thing. I mean, that's where Carrick, being the senior light leader that he's been, and as well as he is with the ball, just got to slow down. No one's forcing you to pass it. Just hold on to it.
Davison the miss. Iwafata the rebound. Iwafata chased to the corner. They nearly had the double on him, but he gets out of there to Bredensteiner. Back across, here comes Pickford. A little step back, this time and it's short. Spillis throwing it ahead. Cameron will go at Davison for the layup.
Beautiful Euro step there. Probably knowing that Brad didn't want to pick up a foul on something like that, just kept going. A little Ole move, and nice job. Cameron Oates coming in and giving them a huge lift off the bench here, played very well. You can see Rogers too, they're taking missed shots. They're looking to run on this Maple Grove team. They're throwing it ahead. And so far they've had some success doing it.
Horton is back in there for Maple Grove. Belka with the block there.
And again, here's the look and the throw ahead. Nice throw ahead by Spillis. And watch this big step through. Beautiful looking move. Cameron Oates. And here's a look at that nice block. Nice quick move, a jab and go. You can see big fella, Belka, coming over. Nice job blocking without having any contact.
Davison into the middle of the lane and hits.
And if he does that every time, he's unstoppable. He's got such a good first step, and he's got the strength to use his body. He gets into that 10-foot range. There's nothing you can do about it.
Carrick the miss, but the putback by Franz is good. And the Royals back to within 3.
Yeah, and watch for Rogers here trying to switch their defense a little bit, maybe getting Maple Grove out of rhythm. It looks like they're going to I don't know if it's a 2-3 with a trap or what it is.
Davison open for a jumper, and it's good. But whatever they were trying to do, that wasn't it, I don't think, for Rogers.
No, and I love that Brad's not settling for a three, and he's not looking to always get to the rim. That little quick one dribble, get to the free throw range, and if you can make that like he can, you become unguardable.
Trying to get it into Belka, and he was fouled. I think it'll be Bredensteiner picking it up, his second. He's a pretty physical defender. I mean, he's not super thick kid, but he always gets out and bodies up on people. And, occasionally you're going to pick up some fouls, and Allen will check in for him right now.
I think that's a big loss because Bredensteiner, even though he only averages, just under 5 points, he's always playing hard defense. He's always rebounding. He's always making that extra pass. He's one of those kids that just kind of does all the little things that you need to be a good team.
Spillis is open, and Franz gives it to him. Maple Grove's had a little trouble defending inbounds here tonight.
Well, and I think you give Franz a ton of credit. He's holding on to that ball. He's letting those plays develop. Where a lot of guys panic and just throw it out top, take the safety valve. He's letting it develop, trusting where his guys are going to be, and so far it's worked.
Davison drives, dishes to Horton with the right hand. He's a lefty, and he finishes with the right hand.
Yeah, beautiful finish by Bubba. And again, you get caught watching Davison with the ball as a defender. Horton does a nice job of moving without the ball. Gets to a good spot.
Carrick's pull-up jumper is good. So Rogers, after a very slow start, showing an ability to make shots here, and they're back to within 3.
You can see the confidence level. Remember that first few possessions when they looked rushed and scared a little bit? Now they're coming out and they're taking great shots, playing at a great pace.
Pickford will bring it out top. Doing their best to deny Davison that ball back as Camerode is chasing him around, face guarding a little bit. Pickford will shoot it up, and it is short. Nice hands by Carrick on the rebound. Rogers, a chance to pull within 1 or tie it with a three-pointer. They go inside, rolling to the hoop. Layup is good by Franz, and Maple Grove, you can't afford to let a guy get that kind of position. It's a one-point game, and the Royals fans are pumped.
Yeah, Franz only 6'4", Jay, but he's a big, strong kid, and he gets that body in. You watch him turn here over his right shoulder, going left, right there, tucks it in, and he's as great of a leaper as Pickford is. When you're going through that kind of a thick, tough, strong body, nothing you can do. We got a game, Jay.
27-26. Yeah, Maple Grove. When it was 13-2, you were sort of wondering, is it going to be what some people were saying? But obviously Rogers has settled down and really gotten into it. Like you said, you can just see that a lot more confident with the ball and with their shots.
So here's the mindset, if you will. Being that I used to play in these kind of games, Rogers lost to Maple Grove big time early in the year. And now, right out of the get-go, it's 8-0. It's 13-2. It can go one of 2 ways. As if you're a Rogers kid and a Rogers fan, is here we go again. They are better than us, and you wilt and you give into that. And somewhere along the line, and I thought a big part of it, to be honest, was when Camerode came into the game. His attitude, the way he's kind of toughness, and just I don't care who I'm playing against. Something changed. The shots started to fall, and all of a sudden they started to believe, hey, we are a different team. We can beat these guys, and it's showing not only offensively but defensively. They're getting after it, they're rebounding, and they're being the aggressor, whereas Maple Grove was early on.
Jack Hansen has come in for Maple Grove as they go a little bigger with the 6'6" senior. They've had a little trouble defending inside. I suspect that's the reason that they bring him in to provide a little more resistance defensively. There's Davison for 3, no good. Camerode rebounds. See if Rogers can go in front. Carrick splits the double team all the way for the layup.
Nice quick move there right at the top of the key, and he finished with his left hand, and he didn't allow Hansen at all, who's 6'6" and long, to get at the ball. And defensively, Brad can make those threes, but I think Rogers will live with a contested 23-footer.
Baseline to Davison, tapped away from him, and the turnover, Rogers with it. Carrick, a little crossover there. I thought he was going to fire it up.
And you see Carrick, just his confidence level. He's rocking, aggressive, looking to drive, looking to score every time. He wasn't doing that the first couple possessions.
Pickford got a piece of that. It'll stay with Rogers as Camero will inbound. Carrick calling out a set here for the Royals. Dump it down to Franz, way across. Carrick will shoot a three, no good. But Franz runs it down, and then a nice steal by Allen. And a foul in the backcourt as Davison started his dribble up court. He was held by, I believe it's Camero.
Well, I look over at Nick Schroeder. He's mad at that foul being called. He's like, here you're going to call that when we would have had a 3-on-1 fast break. I'll tell you, Franz is really impressive, isn't he? There's Coach Schroeder. They give us a foul when we're shooting, not when we're going to have a fast break. But Franz has been great rebounding. That was a nice high ball screen. He knew right where his teammate was going to be to get an open shot. I've been impressed with Rogers' movement so far.
A good sense for the game, a lot of these guys, and they've played together a lot too. And the same can be said for Maple Grove too, where you got guys who know to find those open spots on the floor. Camero jumping out at Allen, almost took it, but then Allen keeps the dribble alive and gets the layup. He has 3 buckets here in the first half.
He's been great, and he's attacking too. He's a senior, athletic. You see he explodes to the rim. That's his second nice, strong move to the basket. Good finish. I like Maple Grove looking for Brad down in the post. I think only good things can come from that.
Into Franz, now Hansen on him. Other side to Spillis.
You know, you can tell too, Rogers, they don't force bad shots. If they don't got the look they want, they'll swing it. They take good shots.
And near turnover there, but Belka is able to run it down, and they'll get back into their offense here. 1:50 to go, first half. Maple Grove leading by 1 after Rogers had pulled it in front a moment ago. Belka down low, good recovery by Pickford. Boy, Pickford, how many balls has he got in his hand on tonight defensively?
I'll tell you what, Jay, he was a good 3 feet behind on that cut, and he's just got those long arms. He's able to cover up any type of mistake or bad step that he might make just because of his anticipation, athleticism, and his arms.
Carrick bringing it back out top here. They go to Franz, and he'll kick it over. Camero will shoot a 3, and it is good.
And again, just a nice job. Franz got that. Could have maybe shot a tough 5-footer. Instead, makes a great pass. And Camero, I tell you, he's had a great first half. Not even numbers-wise, just his impact on the game has been phenomenal.
Hutchison back on that right side, and he hits. You were right.
Get him on the right side. He's feeling it on that right wing. He's 3 for 3 from that spot. That's a big 3 right there to kind of stop the bleeding a little bit, give them the lead. I'll tell you, this last minute of the first half is big, Jay. You want to have good momentum going into halftime of these big type of games.
See if Rogers might hold for 1. There's 45 seconds to go. They seem to be into their normal offense, but we'll see. Nope, Elka's going to shoot it up there, and it's no good. But out of bounds off Maple Grove. Hansen, a heck of an effort there, but a little too late as he made the big lunge for it.
Well, Coach Belka is talking to his son right now, saying that's not the shot we need. A quick contested 3, and just good hustle by Rogers, able to somehow tip that off of Maple Grove. And again, watch this situation underneath out of bounds. Rogers had a lot of success getting shots.
Camero driving. Franz will kick it back out to Belka. Now they probably will hold for 1. 20 seconds to go. Davison out on Carrick. Gotta be careful you're not looking to the bench and have Davison come and take it from you there. Now under 5. We need to look at the hoop here. Knocked away. Camero gets it back, but too late. No bucket. Yeah, good call. We could see that one. It was definitely late. But a good first half, though, definitely for the underdog Royals. Our score at halftime, Maple Grove 32, Rogers 31. But first half highlights and then more basketball here. It's the Section 8 4A title game on CCX Sports.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Welcome back here to Monticello High School, the Section 8 4A Boys Basketball Championship here on CCX Sports. Maple Grove leading 32-31 over third seed Rogers. We can look at our first half. Bubba Horton starting it out right for Maple Grove. But a couple fouls for him that limited his playing time.
You're going to notice the theme here. The right side of the floor was kind to the Crimson from three-point line.
Jack Hutchison knocking that one down. And Rogers started very slow. There's Hutchison taking a charge, but they definitely got things going after a tough start.
Almost identical spot on the floor. Hutchison knocks down another one. He hit 3 threes in that first half.
There's a steal by Davison, and he takes it the distance and gets the layup. Here's Carrick, a nice drive. Kept the crossover going there, kept the defender a little on his heels. And then here was that fast break for Rogers, a little disjointed, but they get the layup there out of Brevin Watson. They definitely played well, especially later in the half. And there's the spark plug Cameron.
You know, and he's an example. There's a beautiful crossover and finish with Carrick there, splits the double team. The Cameron, you know, doesn't start. There's another three by Hutchison. Doesn't start, but probably played the most minutes of anyone in that first half. He was great for them. I thought their energy and demeanor completely changed when he got into the game.
Good balanced scoring for Rogers. Spillis with 7. Carrick and Friend 6 apiece. Belka and Cameron at 5. Davison with 10 for Maple Grove. Hutchison made those 3 threes. Allen off the bench with 6, but only 2 points for Tywan Pickford so far in this first half. Maple Grove is getting the challenge that some thought they might not. 32-31 Crimson, our halftime score. We'll be back with more and have some pizza and cookies too when we come back.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
And welcome back here to Monticello along with Ryan Iverson, MJ Wilcox. We've got a good one so far here. Section 8 4A Championship. Maple Grove, the top seed, leading 32-31. Rogers came back to briefly take a lead late in that first half and have played with mounting confidence as the game has gone. And here where we talked about, I mean, obviously it's only halftime, but where you start to press a little bit if you're a team that's, kind of the favorite and things maybe aren't rolling quite your way.
Well, what I'll say too is I thought it was a really highly played first half. I thought both teams played pretty well. I think you favor Rogers from a standpoint of 32-31. Maple Grove is much more high scoring than that, but I also think Maple Grove missed some shots that wasn't necessarily due to defense, but more just missed shots. So there's a nice back door for Pickford. We talked that, in between the first half and now, Jay, we get seeing Pickford being more aggressive. That's how you get him started early. A nice, easy alley-oop.
Yeah, not a bad design to get things going right away for your team. Cameron driving, and it rolls out. Horton the rebound.
All that jelly and no toast, Jay. Beautiful move.
Pickford way off with that one. And batted up in the air and knocked out by Bredensteiner. Well, Pickford knew he missed it immediately. He was running as soon as he hit the ground to go try and get it.
Well, and how about Bredensteiner? You see his energy level, his activity. It looked like he was out of that play. Somehow still got a hand on it, tipped it out of bounds. It almost looks like Maple Grove making a concerted effort to get Pickford started here early.
I think if you're Rogers too, you have to, still stick with that chip on your shoulder, not say, hey, we're right there, we're right there. No bucket. We get a push foul against Franz trying to get to that rebound.
There's a good look at this. A quick shot, a contested shot.
It's already occurred by that point, and Franz didn't believe it.
When I heard the whistle, I originally thought it was going to be an and one there. Instead, they got contact, a push before the shot was taken.
Well, not only do you not give him the bucket, but also it's not the third foul on Horton, which is double good news for Maple Grove. Horton a shot fake here, and Carrick ran into him.
Yeah, nice shot fake. That's where Bubba Horton has to realize he's going to get contact, throw it up at the rim, try to get 3 shots out of it.
Hutchison inbounding here, Crimson by 3. Davison will give it to Bredensteiner now to Pickford down low, but a foul as he turned between a couple of defenders, and the Royals will pick up, and it's going to be Franz again.
And again, you're seeing that effort, getting Pickford on this high screen and roll. He seals right under the rim. He gets good position, and it's pretty much over when he gets that kind of position and some contact coming out of it.
Davison throws it to me.
Well, Jay, I think he saw you looking for it. He wanted you to shoot it. Wrong guy. Pass it to me next time, Brad. I'll shoot that baby.
Surprised I didn't drop my pen in the process. Davison up with the turnover, pushing it back the other way for the Crimson. To Bredensteiner, layup, oh, it bounces out. And it winds up back with Bredensteiner, now to Hutchison, driving it down the lane, had it blocked. And then a foul on Bredensteiner, I believe, trying to get it back.
Nice drive by Hutchison, nice block too. It looked like Camerote got his hand on it. And again, that's Bredensteiner's 3rd foul, and again, 80 feet away from the basket. That's where just let Rogers have it. You're too valuable to your team and what you do. Just let that one go.
Allen will quickly check back in for him. The good news, I guess, though, is for them is that Allen did play a solid first half. He's into the flow and should be able to do some things for them too. Spillas kicks it back out. Carrick to the baseline. No, but he was fouled.
Well, Carrick's got that really good first step. He's 6'1", not built too big, but he took contact, able to get a good shot. And he's attacking Bubba Horton. That's Bubba Horton's 3rd foul as well.
So Maple Grove, not many fouls overall, but Bredensteiner and Horton each have 3. They only have 8 total as a team.
Yeah.
Carrick's free throw is good, and you see Watson coming in for Rogers. And meanwhile, on the other side, Colin Franz, who just checked out, he has 3 fouls as well, picked up a couple in a row. It always makes it seem worse when you get 2 of them like real short order like that.
Well, and you talked about Matt Carrick there, knocks 2 free throws down. What a great free throw shooter he is. But really, both of these teams are excellent free throw shooting teams for high school basketball.
Davison's pass was tipped, and Watson will come away with it. So Rogers a chance to take the lead back here.
Yeah, there was some contact on the drive. You don't see Brad lose, those kind of turnovers very often.
And Carrick tried to force one up there. The left-hand shot, no good. Davison driving into the middle, no good, and Watson will grab it. Carrick puts it into the middle. Spillas giving it over. Camerote for the layup.
Jay, what a pass. Spillas that time went to his left. He knew right where his teammate was going to be. A little look away pass, and Camerote finishes it. What a beautiful fast break. A 3-on-2 transition.
Great job of spacing too on that.
Yes.
Sometimes guys get all eager and they kind of cut right down the middle of the lane and give the defense a better chance.
No, you can tell they've worked on that fast break. They knew right where they were supposed to be and right where they were going to be.
Davis into the baseline, step back, fade away, and it's good.
That's a big time shot. He's fighting through contact there. That step back, you create that 2 or 3 feet of separation. He ends up shooting an uncontested shot. Beautiful move.
Maple Grove back in front by a point here, early second half. Trying to get back-to-back state tournament appearances. And Belka pulls up for a long 2.
You know what's difficult about Belka's shot is it doesn't look like he's shooting, right? He's dribbling, all of a sudden he gets into a shot, and at 6'6", very hard to defend if you're not in perfect position to defend that.
And Hutchison throws it away. Carrick, and it's going to be a block on Hutchison.
It looked like Hutchison beat him to a spot there.
Very close.
That's a charge, Jay.
Bredensteiner will come back in. Horton out here for Maple Grove. Crimson down by a point. Inbounds. There's another good inbound play. Spillis, and the assist goes to Carrick.
I mean, what's that, 3 or 4 buckets we've seen on underneath out of bounds for Rogers? I don't know if Maple Grove's losing their guy in a switch or someone's not switching, but got to take away those easy buckets like that.
Here's a drive by Davison. No, but he'll shoot 2 free throws.
He's just so smart. He gets you on his hip, and he knows he's going to get contact. And really, Rogers lucky he didn't make that because he can take contact and still get a very makeable shot off. You know, this is where you'd expect Brad Davison to say, all right, we're struggling a little bit offensively. Enough of this pass, and everything's going to go through me. I'll create everything.
Misses the free throw, which, again, he's an excellent free thrower. They did not shoot well against Elk River from the line up at St. Cloud State. Davison gets the second one to drop, and a timeout taken here. Rogers fans pumped up. They have a 2-point lead here. Still early second half.
Well, again, I think, Jay, the second half has been played at a high level. You know, a couple of turnovers for Maple Grove that they normally don't have, but, you know, Rogers, from hitting jump shots to running a beautiful fast break. Maple Grove, we saw Brad Davison hit a tough step back, and Pickford with an alley-oop. So some high-level plays going on really by both schools.
Been a great championship week here on CCX Sports. We talked about we had the Section 5 semis on Tuesday night, and then the Section 6 championship. Congrats to Wayzata getting back to the tournament for the first time since 1959. This Section 8 title game tonight, and then Osseo Champlin Park for the Section 5 championship Friday over at Rogers. We're in sportscaster heaven this week a little bit.
This is the March Madness like we talked about on Tuesday. It doesn't just pertain to college basketball. This is just if you're a basketball fan, it's a great time of year. And especially at this level where you got kids that it means so much for.
Davison, a nice steal, goes all the way for the layup.
Oh, it's a big time play, a winning play on defense. He anticipates. But how about slicing through 3 guys, contorting his body, gets off a good layup. Beautiful shot.
Belka, the shot fake, and then will take it, and it's way short. Maple Grove, I think, trying to speed things up a little bit. They got aggressive defensively. Davison, the drive, kicks to Hutchison, baseline jumper, good for 3.
Well, you notice who took over here these last couple possessions? It's been number 34. That time he gets into the lane, defense collapses, and big time shot by Hutchison. This time on the left side of the floor, so he got rid of that right-left side.
Camero looking for the answer, and he hits for 3.
He's been huge tonight. From every standpoint, he's got 10 points, but just his energy. Here's a steal, which was great, but look at him step through that, and watch him step underneath, avoids the contact, able to get the shot off, and you can tell he's fired up. Here he drives, head up. You know, for young people that are watching, always keep that head up. Your head down, you don't know where your teammates are. I wonder if he's a quarterback, because he almost looks like he's a quarterback. He knows where everyone's supposed to be, and there's Cameron. Says, I'm fired up too. I'm going to knock a big 3 down. And we're all tied up, Jay, and again, just a high level, but this is what you want in your section championship. You never want to get there and have a team that doesn't play well, right? You want both teams to play their best, duke it out, and whoever's left standing, making the most plays. That's what's so fun about high school basketball. There's the future generations of high school players to come. You want to see those cell phones put away, though. You want to see them watching the game, right? We don't want Twitter or emails or Facebook, anything. Not at that age. They should be out here watching the game, watching their heroes, their older brothers, friends playing at a high level. This is what it's all about.
Maple Grove basketball in the backcourt. We're tied up now again at 42 after the teams traded 3-pointers the last couple of possessions.
And you're starting to get a collective feel from the crowd too that every possession's starting to really matter, right? I mean, It's not the first half anymore. It's like, is this, you know, you feel them hanging on every shot.
Davison the miss. Pickford had it. Cameron stripped it free. And it will be a tie-up. Ball goes to Rogers.
That's a quick jump. I think Brad thought he got that ball out of there before it should have been called a jump.
Franz will come back in. He has 3 fouls for the Royals. Spillis will inbound here to Carrick as Rogers tries to retake the lead. Carrick turns the corner, dishes Spillis all alone, and he missed. I think he was shocked how open he was.
Oh, and he can score. He's averaging 12 points a game, has 9 already in this game. Just didn't get it, almost rushed it a little bit.
Step back 3 is way off from Pickford. And then we'll get another tie-up, and this one will go Maple Grove's way.
Well, and that's where that jump ball and the possession before, they matter, right? Because all of a sudden you preserve an extra possession. So those kind of hustle plays add up throughout a game, especially big games like this. That was a heck of a move by Pickford to get space there. He just couldn't finish with the make, but nice step back.
Hutchison inbounding to Davison. Changes direction now. A nice pass to Allen in traffic, and he is fouled.
Well, I think that was a design play. You saw Hutchison coming to the left, Brad coming over, and it was almost like a misdirection. They wanted to get Davison to drive away from that action. He did that nicely, and he finds his teammate Allen with a nice cut. And Allen's had a really efficient game tonight. 6 points, going to the free throw line for 2 more.
Bad news for Rogers. That was on Franz instead of Belka. Belka does not have any fouls, but that was number 4 on Colin Franz, so he's going to come right back out.
And that's a big foul. Franz is not a big scorer, but you've seen how effective he is as a passer, a defender. He's kind of their physical, tough presence. And you imagine he'll have to sit a few minutes here to buy some time.
Allen misses a pair, though, so the game stays tied as Carrick comes to the front court here for the Royals. Belka looking to get a step. He scores and a foul. Just wouldn't be denied as he made that move across the lane.
Yeah, I think that's going to be number 4 on Bredensteiner. You see the cut here. Yeah, it's a nice move by Belka. A big finish, using that height and that length. And that looked like it was pretty good defense still.
Belka looking to get into double digits here if he can make the free throw, and he does. It's a 3-point Rogers lead now. And again, there's obviously a big foul too on Bredensteiner, so each team has a kind of a key front court guy sitting now with 4. Davison into the lane. Allen almost had that one get behind him. Davison down the middle, no, but he was fouled.
Again, just knows how to get fouled, right? Driving, that's going to be the 3rd on Cameron too. So Cameron, I think, has done a nice job of defending Brad. So that's his 3rd, and I bet he'll back off a little bit. I'd look for Brad to keep attacking him, or look for Rogers to potentially change the matchup there.
Free throw is good. Keep in mind, too, that Palm got hurt pretty early in this game, and he was the guy defending Davison early on. It was, too early to say that he was shutting him down or anything like that, but he was doing a solid job until he got hurt. Allen rebounds the miss. Back to Zion Allen, and now Pickford.
How about Allen with that hustle play there to keep that alive? You get 1 free throw. And now another possession here. That's a big-time play by Allen.
Davison will let it fly short, and Cameron tracks it down.
I love Cameron's energy, right? He goes from playing hard defense, getting the rebound.
Down the middle, and it rolls off for Carrick. Nice move, but he couldn't finish. Kind of caught in between, banking it or not.
It's a tough angle. That's right.
Pickford, nobody was fouled.
Even though Taiwan was fouled there, didn't you feel like he should have finished that one? I didn't think there was enough contact. You can see, watch this explosive move there going left. Right there, he was able to square up and get a good shot off. That's where you gotta finish those, even though you drew the foul.
It almost looked like it might have Like rolled off the end of his hand a little bit.
Well, free throws, usually come down to big games, right? Who's making them, who's not. Maple Grove, an excellent free throw shooting team here in the second half, having some struggles.
2 for 7, now 3 for 8 at the line in the second half here as Pickford gets 1 out of 2, and Rogers leads by 1.
When you talked about a Carrick with that beautiful move right down the center of the lane, it's hard to make those layups. You almost got to get to the side.
Belka missing. He thought he was fouled. Some groans from the Rogers folks, but they don't get the call. Here's Allen. Blocking foul there on Belka.
Yeah, that's the right call.
Sometimes you want to draw the charge so badly that you kind of lean into it.
Well, and that time almost looked like he was going to fall no matter what, even if he got contact or not. And that's, referees can sense that sometimes. And I like the idea by Belka. He was in the right spot, but you got to wait a second, let that contact come into you to really sell that.
Allen misses. Maple Grove, for whatever reason, had everybody back off the line there. So Rogers continues to lead by a point. Watson's pass, tip, nearly stolen by Davison. Belka coming out to get it. Now Camero. Defender slipped a little bit, got his own rebound and scores.
He's like the Energizer Bunny. He shoots it, he follows it, he's right there. First one to it, he's quick. And he's got a big game offensively, 12 points.
Over to Pickford. Allen's pass, nearly stolen. Horton up with it. Now Davison's going to let a three-pointer go, and no good. Hutchison there for the rebound, though.
I don't think Davison's hit a three yet tonight. His shots have all looked good. It just rimmed out, beautiful looking pass. Bubba Horton. That's a big time play. Great hustle, offensive rebound too. Keep that possession going. Look at that bounce pass through 3 people. Horton able to catch and finish before Belka could come over and make a play on the ball. Big time pass, big time finish.
Crimson to within a point at 47-46 as they quickly use the timeout. 9:22 to go in this one here. A great battle, the Section 8 championship. And, obviously there's been a lot of talk about Maple Grove. They've been ranked number 2 all year. They got a couple of D1 players on their team. But we don't want to undersell what Rogers has done this year, too, though, at 24-4, 13-0 in the Mississippi 8. And, I think the improvement that they've made throughout the year is really showing up tonight, too.
Hey, well, listen, they've gotten better, but it's not like they don't have talent. They got kids that are talented. Belka's a talented player. He's only a junior. He'll be able to play in college somewhere. And the other thing is, a lot of times you hear the collective is more powerful than the individual. And they're playing with confidence. They have a coach that they're well coached. Their movement is good, and they got tough kids. Sometimes it comes down to tough kids can beat kids that are more talented because they believe in it, they play together, they're tough. With that being said, Maple Grove's got a couple of guys that are battle tested, that have played in a lot of big games, that have been to the state tournament, they've been in this position before, and arguably the best player in the state, and Brad Davison, who's had big moments not only in basketball but also in football. So he's had the burden of pressure on him. He's handled it. Rogers maybe hasn't so much. How are they going to handle these last 9 minutes and 22 seconds in a tight game, a close game, a physical game?
Carrick will bring it up court here with Pickford on him. Royals continuing to lead by 1. Important, I think, for them to not, in any way relax with that lead or try to protect, obviously it's only 1 point, but they need to stay aggressive. Foul there on Davison as he thought he saw an opportunity to jump into the passing lane there. He'll pick up his second personal.
Well, and keep in mind, too, down the stretch, Maple Grove already in the bonus. Rogers has 5 team fouls on Maple Grove, so they'll be shooting 1-and-1 here and a couple fouls as well.
Camero with it, and Carrick comes out to get it as they try and get into their offense here. And Spillis will shoot it up, and it bounces in for 3. I thought at first that one might have been a little bit of a force, but he got it to go.
It looked like he was angled to the left, wasn't even squared up. He shot it up there, got a nice roll. We haven't seen a lot of rolls on either of these rims yet tonight, but that's a big shot. That's a 4-point game right now.
Drive there by Pickford won't go, and Spillis rebounds. Carrick pushing it. Layup is no good. They'll get it back, though. Carrick Almost lost the dribble there as Davison chased him around.
Nice job by Rogers resetting here, getting into their offense, not playing hurried.
Watson handing it over now. Carrick. Upset-minded Rogers leading it by 4 here, ticking toward 8 minutes to play in the second half. And there's Davison with a steal. Brad Davison all the way, and the layup's good.
Yeah, you can't have that kind of a pass hang in the air, especially with Davison, who plays that passing lane as well as anyone, always looking for that steal and that transition. That's a big bucket. That's what big players do. They make big plays in big games.
And there's another turnover as they gave it away to Hutchison. Pickford driving was fouled by Cameron, and that'll be his fourth.
Yep, that's his 4th foul. It's probably a good foul, but here, watch the pass hang in the air here. You can't do that. What Brad does too is he acts like he's not paying attention, so you don't think he's looking for it. Meanwhile, he's baiting you into throwing a pass like that. He jumps that passing lane as well as anyone. Yeah.
Interesting. Holm is going to come back in. He went out with that injury a long time ago. Cameron gets a big hand from the Rogers fans here, and deservedly so.
He's been fired up.
He's been key tonight. He has 4 fouls though, and so Palm is well enough to come back in. Pickford's free throw is good. Now he has a chance to tie it up. Second one also good. We're even at 50.
Every time it looks like Rogers might be up a possession or two, look like they're starting to take control. Maple Grove has answered.
Carrick down the lane, back out to Palm, and now Carrick again.
And that's tough to do if you're Palm. You've been out, you haven't seen the speed of the game to jump right back in. There's a nice move, good spin by Carrick, and drew the contact, able to get the shot off. Nice spin move right here. Yeah, there's definitely some contact there.
Allen will pick up the foul. His first. Carrick will shoot 2 free throws here. Again, he's about an 89% free thrower.
Yep. Well, that's big for a couple of reasons. One, Rogers will be shooting the bonus for the rest of the game as well. 7 minutes. Maple Grove will be in the double bonus from here on out. So whoever's physical, whoever can kind of be the aggressor, draw fouls, going to be able to get to the free throw line here.
Carrick makes a pair, so the Royals back up by 2 now at 52-50. Davison. And we get a foul on the hand check.
Well, how about that if you're Tanner Palm? You've been out since the first couple minutes of the first half. You come back in, you got to guard Brad Davison too. And keep in mind, it's shooting 2 from here on out. Double bonus for Maple Grove.
Davison 4 out of 6 from the line tonight. And he hits. Chance to tie it up here for Davison. And gets 1 out of 2.
It's not like those misses have been bad. They're just rimming in and out.
Holm at the other end, unable to get it to go, and Davison grabs it. And had it jabbed away though. Back the other way comes Carrick. Will he attack? Yes, he will. Tough shot though.
Yeah.
And we get a foul on the Royals on the rebound.
I think they got Spillis, number 10, with the push-off before. I love the move by Carrick. Watch him go right through, splits the defenders. It's a good shot. Again, that tough angle, right? Not halfway between a bank shot, and you can see the call was definite. They were going Spillis with the push-off.
Now there's some discussion over who's shooting. I think it should be Pickford. And yes, he'll step to the line. And we got a good look at it there. And it's one of the oldest tricks in the book in basketball. The guy's about to jump, you nudge him in the back. And it was a good job by the official to spot that. Pickford maybe shouldn't have been so quick to volunteer there, right?
Well, no. Maybe not a bad foul. I mean, Maple Grove just struggling at the free throw line here in the second half.
And he gets the second one to drop, and we're tied up again here at 52.
See, I like Pickford picking up Carrick full court. Put the ball in someone else's hands and make plays. Smart defensive play.
Belka across. Pickford wanted to steal, didn't get it, then knocked away. Let's see, who did it hit last? Oh, we might have a foul call? Yeah, looks like we will on the reach-in. It's going to be Davison picking it up and hit some arm and some basketball.
I was going to say, if that's not a foul, that's actually off Carrick. Watch the ball get slapped off his leg.
Yeah, and that's why Carrick was reacting. The official on that side of the floor didn't see it. The other one did see it as a slap.
The official underneath the basket didn't call it. It was the one on the left side of the floor who had a tougher angle. And did they get Brad for that?
Yes. Be his third.
Yeah.
Cameron coming back in with those 4 fouls here for Rogers. He's provided such a spark tonight that we're going to put him back out there. Carrick, again, no surprise there, makes a pair. So 2-point lead for the Royals here, 54-52. Back out top here to Davison. Gives it back to Allen, and now Pickford here, under 6 minutes to play. Pickford into the lane, pull-up jumper won't go, and rebounded by Carrick. Able to spin out of trouble there. And Allen will be called for the bump.
Oh, you might as well pencil it in for 2 with the way Carrick shoots the ball. I'll tell you, Jay, we've seen Taiwan Pickford have huge games. He's a tremendous player. He just looks a little off offensively, doesn't it? His shot, he's not shooting it. As soon as he shoots it, he's following his shot like he knows it's going to miss. He's got to start getting that confidence, that eye of the tiger. When he scores, Maple Grove is so tough to defend. They need him. They're going to need him here in the last 6 minutes of this game.
Carrick nails another free throw. He's 7 for 7 in the second half here. 3-point lead for Coach Belka and the Royals.
Well, and you look at the balance of Rogers, 4 guys in double figures. And they've done it by committee, just playing smart, tough basketball.
4-point advantage here for Rogers as Davison hits the front court.
And remember, every time it looks like Rogers has the advantage, Maple Grove been able to get a big bucket.
Pickford on the drive, wouldn't go, and Belka will grab the rebound. Carrick's pass tipped out of bounds by Davison.
I thought that was a great contest by Rogers. That's a hell of a move, heck of a move by Pickford there to get to the basket. And just a great contest to get that to rim in and out. And another nice job rebounding. Rogers done a nice job of defensive rebounding in this game against Maple Grove.
Carrick crossed over, nearly lost the ball there, but kept it going. Oh, he's going to take a jumper, and it spins in and out. Maybe not exactly the shot they wanted there.
Well, when you've made 7 free throws in a row, you're thinking, you got a shot.
Hutchison from the corner, and it's good.
What a big 3. And that was not an easy shot, too. He had Cameron bearing down on him, full steam ahead. He concentrated. Nice pass by Brad and a big shot by Hutchison, who's had a big, big game tonight. 5 3-pointers.
Give it back to Carrick here. So a 1-point lead now for Rogers as we approach 4.5 minutes to play. Knocked away from Spillis as Rogers has to be careful. Davison and Pickford are going for steals on almost all of them there. You got to look. That was right over near us, and you're right, that was contested.
No, that was a great contest. That was a great play, great offense, but that's not easy to shoot like that, follow through when a guy's running at you full steam.
Alone is Spillis, and he scores as they continue to baffle Maple Grove with their inbound plays.
They're running a screen the screener, and somehow Maple Grove's getting caught up. One guy's switching, another guy's not. Miscommunication, unable to stay with him, and another easy basket.
Davison dishing to Pickford, no good. Follow try wouldn't go. And Davison will get it back. Step back 3 over Belka, too strong. Bredensteiner kept it alive. Pickford for the jam.
Oh, that'll get the crowd fired up.
1
1-point lead.
Pickford kept it alive initially with tipping it out. Brad misses it. And then just a beautiful hustle play. Pickford knows how to finish with the best of them. Watch how high he sprung. Right here, coming right into your living room. Look at him jump almost over 2 guys. That's Jay Wilcox basketball right there above the rim. I love to see that. He's
In
fun
my
to watch.
in the Nerf hoop in my bedroom, absolutely. So Rogers clinging to a 1-point lead. Belka will shoot, and that is an air ball.
You see they're calling for a foul on that play. I just think that's too quick of a shot. You got a 1-point lead. You're moving the ball really well. You're getting good looks. I just thought that was a little quick to take a contested 3. Granted, Belka's a phenomenal shooter.
So Maple Grove a chance to take the lead back here as they hit the front court.
Well, just remember, we talked about the experience of Maple Grove being in these kind of games.
Davison the drive, the finish.
Big finish. Again, using that strong body, scoops underneath. Big shot.
Timeout Rogers, 3:01 to go, and Maple Grove back in front now, 59-58.
I want you to watch this finish. Watch his use his body here. Goes through. Watch him scoop right back underneath. You got a 6'6" kid in Belka trying to block your shot, just knowing where that defender is going to be, how to get your release off and get a good angle. That's the difference between a good player and a great player, knowing how to get those kind of shots to go. And if you're not going to make it, at least draw the foul. But he's as good of a closer as there is. And again, 21 points. You're starting to see everything go through him on the offensive possessions here down the stretch. And how about Jack Hutchison? 5 3-pointers, none bigger. They're down 4. Hit a big one right in front of our booth here. And that kind of got the momentum going. Then you had the Pickford dunk. And I got the crowd back into it. So back and forth we've gone. And again, both teams playing at such a high level. We've been treated to a good one here tonight, my friend.
Well, we'll see if Rogers now, they've been sort of the team protecting the lead here. Now they're back behind, and they've been kind of pressured a little bit here lately. Maple Grove has kind of turned up the screws defensively, and we'll see if Rogers can, execute and get a good shot.
Yep.
It was hard to tell for us. I mean, by the way Belka reacted on that one, it's very possible he was hit on that 3, but still, I think your point is very valid, whether he was or not.
Yeah, and keep your eye on number 20, Nick Camerote. He's just been integral to their success, whether it's a hustle play, him making the extra pass, driving. He's been in the right spot tonight. Let's see if Rogers can get something out of the timeout here.
Spillis will give it to Camerote. And Davison up pressuring and forces a turnover. Here's Davison. Ooh, and a collision there on the floor as Carrick and Davison both went for the same spot at the same time, basically there.
Well, there's a physicality. Brad getting up, getting contact, gets a steal.
Ooh.
Well, when you see something like that, you think a knee or an Achilles or an ankle, and thank goodness both players popped right back up, no injuries. Yeah, you're seeing the defensive intensity for Maple Grove really picked up here the last couple of possessions.
Davison's free throw is good. Crimson by 2. And he makes a pair. Maple Grove stretches the lead to 3 now, 2:45 and counting. Spillis back out. Carrick thought about it. They've found the shots much tougher to come by late. Spillis nearly lost it.
Well, they look like they're playing fast again, Jay, like they did the first couple of possessions of the game.
Cameron way short as the D got out on him, and it will be Crimson ball.
Wow, that was questionable. That ball was short. It looked like Brad Davison was the only one there. But Maple Grove gets the benefit of the call there. And now they're in control. 2 minutes left, 3-point lead in the double bonus. That's where you got to be strong with the basketball. Take some time off to force them to either foul you or get a layup out of it.
Bredensteiner, and Davison will just come back out and get it. They'd like the ball in his hands most of the time down the stretch. And he'll just get it right back.
Yeah. And he's smart. He knows he's got 5 seconds there.
Double team comes, and a timeout to Maple Grove as Rogers got a piece of that pass. But timeout had already been granted by that point.
Yeah, what's smart is he knows when you first catch the ball, the player gets up on you, Jay, you got 5 seconds, right? When you put the ball on the court, on the dribble, you get a new 5. And then when you pick it up, you get another new 5. So really you got almost 15 seconds that you can hold the basketball. And you see the smart players always have that clock going. They see the referee, they know when they got to put the, change the count up a little bit.
And it even just a matter of, making that one drive step forward to him and make him back off, and it starts to count over again as well.
Now, if you're Rogers, you're obviously going to try to do some type of double team, be aggressive, see if you can get a steal. And if you're Maple Grove, you use that to your advantage and go for a back door, try to get a quick layup and get up by 5, or you want to just take time off and make this a free throw shooting game. That's a decision. That's why Coach Schroeder gets paid the big bucks.
Pickford will inbound to Davison. Remember, Cameron has 4 fouls, although at this point, that's not the biggest concern for them. If they have to lose them, they have to lose them.
Yeah.
Pickford right back to Davison. And he'll bring it back out.
Yeah.
Swings it back across to Pickford, and Belka will take the foul. Pickford struggled a little bit at the line tonight, although he's hit 4 of his last 5, so he's kind of found it a little bit, but Belka will take the foul. Davison saying I was raked across the face there.
Well, I think Rogers is lucky too because Cameron was getting physical, and they're lucky he didn't pick up his 5th. You want Belka, that's only his 3rd, so that's a good foul.
And Pickford is short.
And I think Pickford, who typically is a good free throw shooter, tonight his jump shot has looked off a little bit, and I think that's a smart foul. I'd rather have Pickford on the line rather than Hutchison, who's been a great shooter, or Brad Davison as well.
It's 1 out of 2, so 2-possession game now, 62-58, approaching a minute to play.
And if you're Rogers, you don't need a 3, you don't need to play hero, but get a good shot, even if it's a 2-pointer. Ooh.
Belka just barely got that one as Pickford came out after it. Inside, France turning and scores.
How about him, big bucket? Sat out a few minutes with foul trouble, able to get a great post position. And again, he's only 6'4", but you see him use that strong body. Nice right-hand jump hook for a big 2.
Yeah, I believe Rogers was granted a timeout, and they may put a little bit of time back on. Boy, that ball actually looked like it almost slipped out of his hand on the way up there a little bit.
It did. He lost it. He was able to regather and still got a good trajectory on his shot. That's a big-time bucket.
So they do put it back up to 49 seconds. Rogers was saying, we called timeout as soon as it went through the hoop, and the officials did recognize that and put a little bit of time back on.
Well, you got a 2-point game. You're obviously going to try to trap. You want to get a steal. And if you can, you don't want to foul Brad Davison. I think if Pickford gets it, I think you're telling your guys go for it and get a foul. We'll live with 1 made free throw. If you're Maple Grove, this is always my thought, Jay, is if we can get an easy layup out of it to make it a 2-possession game, let's take it, right? I thought that last possession, Brad could have had a layup going to the basket. But this is where you got a great guard, like Champlin Park with McKinley Wright, Maple Grove with Brad Davison. What an advantage to have a guard you just trust with the ball. That he's going to make the right decisions. That he's going to be strong with the ball, handle the pressure. That's a big advantage.
Pickford inbounding to Hutchison, right back to Pickford, and now Bredensteiner. Horton. Down to Bredensteiner, and then he's fouled as he threw it across, and Cameron will take the foul there. It's his 5th, but they wanted to, they wanted to dictate who would shoot rather than letting the ball get back to Davison.
I'll tell you what, that's a really unselfish play by Cameron. You'll see guys that don't want to foul out, and rightfully so, he's a senior, but that was the right play to send Bredensteiner, who I don't think is taking a shot here tonight, much less a free throw. That's a really unselfish play. That's why Cameron's a guy you'd love to have on your basketball team.
They'll foul out with 12 points. 2 shots here for Bredensteiner, and it's perfect.
And he's nodding his head saying, I got this, I've got this, and that's what you love to see.
Allen will check back in for Horton for Maple Grove. Bredensteiner's first point of the night. He'll try to get his second right here. And he does.
Those are big free throws. You know how hard that is, Jay, when you haven't shot all night long to step up to the line, and he knocks him down as calm as could be, and it's back to a 2-possession game.
4-point lead. Here's Carrick driving, no, and rebound by Pickford, and he's fouled. Maple Grove making the plays down the stretch. A shot just wouldn't drop for Carrick.
That's a couple we've seen of Carrick getting to the basket. He does such a good job with the ball in his hands. Those are tough angles. If he could just get to the side a little bit more where he could use the backboard, get a better angle. It's hard when you're going full speed at the rim from that angle.
Pickford misfires on that one. One more coming. 26 seconds to go. They're up 4. And second one is good. 65-60 Crimson. Spillos will inbound. Maple Grove going to come with some pressure to make him take time off as much as anything. Pickford, looking for the steal, instead commits a foul.
Yeah, Nick Schroeder saying that's not your call, that's the other referee's call. And I have to agree with that. You know, the problem with that, Jay, is number one, you didn't get the steal. Number two, you're sending an excellent free throw shooter to the line, and you stop the clock, so not much time came off the clock.
Carrick's free throw perfect as they've all been. I'm not even sure he's really hit the rim much on any of them, let alone miss.
He's stepping up there with a lot of confidence. Nice rhythm, nice routine. He's just been burying them.
Watson will come in. Franz checks out. He has 4 fouls, so chance to bring it to a 3-point game. Not over quite yet. Second one also good. So 3-point lead, and Davison is fouled.
Unlucky he got a foul there because he lost that ball as he was trying to split that double team. So definitely some physicality on that. Good call.
Going to be the 5th foul on Belka, so he will foul out with 10 points. Franz getting set to check back in here for the Royals as Davison will check in at the free throw line. Davison's free throw is good.
And that first one's always the biggest. Now you're up 4, 2-possession game. You can relax a little bit and just knock down the second one. You know, Maple Grove hasn't shot great from the line, but down the stretch here, they've been pretty solid at the free throw line.
Makes a pair, so it's a 5-point lead again for the Crimson, and almost thrown away. Back out to Franz, and there's a steal by Davison. Davison all the way, and the layup is good. And that one's gonna cinch it up for the Crimson. Carrick answers with a driving layup, but it's gonna be too little, too late for the Royals. 3 seconds left, and a 69-64 ball game.
How many times tonight, Jay, did we see that where Brad just plays the passing lane, gets a layup and a transition, and good finish. Looked like there might have been some contact there on that, and see, he's fired up. He knows that might have been just the dagger that sealed this one for Maple Grove. You know, I think, you and I talked about it. As good as Rogers been, I think the experience down the stretch, you saw it play out tonight. You know, Maple Grove never panicked. They were down 4 with, 3.5 minutes left, or 4, whatever it was, and they got that big 3 by Jack Hutchison that got it to 1. The next play, you saw that athletic slam dunk by Pickford, and then Brad Davison down the stretch has been great. knocking free throws down, a couple of big steals. Rogers, a couple of turnovers and missed layup. I mean, just little things that went into Maple Grove's favor, and I think you give a lot of that to, they're very well coached and they've been in this spot before.
Pickford will inbound for the Crimson. They put it back to 4.2 seconds. Inbounded to Bredensteiner. They're not good. Well, the clock stopped for some reason. I don't know why. Game is over. It was supposed to keep running. Rogers chose not to foul, and I don't know why they stopped the clock, but that will do it as Maple Grove survives a mighty test here tonight to win it 69-64. Boy, a ball game that was not decided until very late in this game.
And just a weird ending there, right? Without that clock finishing off. But I thought it was a great game. I thought it was really well played by both teams. And I really believe, I think experience and being in that big moment and big situations and where every possession matters, I think that experience in Maple Grove and then having the playmaking of Brad Davidson and just that mentality of always believing you're going to win. Even when you get down, you fight through it. And every time Rogers got the lead, Maple Grove had an answer for it. But I give you a ton of credit to Rogers. They played hard. They played well. They got some tough kids that I would take for teammates anytime.
So the Crimson win at 69-64. We'll come back to wrap things up here in just a moment from Monticello. Maple Grove will return to the State 4A tournament.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just
Please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back here to Monticello. Maple Grove is headed back to the State Boys Basketball Tournament after a win here over Rogers. It was not an easy one. We're with Taiwan Pickford and Brad Davison. And Taiwan, they came out and gave you guys all you could handle, but what was the difference down the stretch?
The difference was down the stretch was putting those stops together at the end of the game, staying together as a team and working hard.
You guys, not that you were playing bad defense the rest of the game, but the last 5 minutes or so, everything was contested. You guys were getting hands on a lot of balls. Did you talk about that in the huddle, that we have to go up another notch defensively here?
Yeah, we know if we did, it's our last game, so we got to play our hardest. And they came out shooting well, so we have to come back and play as hard as we can.
Obviously, you're a team that's kind of expected to get to this point right from the start of the season, but how does it feel now that you've accomplished it? You're in the Final Eight again.
It's great. We just got to keep pushing forward. Even though last year I couldn't get the feeling, this is a great feeling to be here with my team. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else.
Congratulations. Enjoy the win, and good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
Taiwan Pickford and now Brad Davison coming through with some clutch free throws down the stretch. You guys struggled a little bit at the line, but when it counted, you guys were able to step up and make them. How did that feel?
It was great. When the game's on the line, you got to make plays. We just continue to trust our shots. We put up countless hours in the gym and free throws, and when it comes down, you just got to trust it.
Rogers wasn't a team that a lot of people had talked about coming in, but they played very well tonight. What did you feel like sort of turned the tide your way a little bit?
I think there was a little stretch there with about 5 to 6 minutes left where we really turned it on in defense. We just kind of huddled up as our 5 starters were out there, and we just said, this is it. We got 6 minutes, and we got to leave it all on the floor. And we did that, and we're moving on. So we're not gonna, like you said, we're not going to apologize for the win. We're going to take it. We're looking forward to the Target Center.
In a way, is this good to get pushed like this a little bit instead of putting it away early?
Sure, we've been through this all year. We've had a lot of close games that have come down to the end, and we have a lot of good experience. We got a lot of confidence at the end of the games. So we're just going to keep it rolling, we'll take the win, and looking forward to next week.
Safe to say you guys will be a very high seed if everything shakes out, possibly number 2, I would think. What do you think of your chances, and what do you think about the tournament field this year?
We've had a great year so far, and that's what we were working for, to get a high seed. And, now that we're here, now we just got to execute. We got to play confidently and go out there and do what we do. I think the biggest thing last year is we kind of wide-eyed to the whole experience. Now, since we have that year underneath our belt, it's just basketball. We got to go out there, play to our strengths, and everything will take care of itself. So we're just excited to get another week practicing, another week playing with each other, because that's what it's all about.
Brad, congratulations. Great job here, and good luck in that tournament.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
All right, Brad Davison helping Maple Grove get back to the state tournament with a 69-64 win here over Rogers. Heck of an effort for the Royals. They had the lead pretty late in the game, but Maple Grove able to overcome and to get the job done. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's game. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Again, your final, Maple Grove 69, Rogers 64.